I don't know. Shuck it, duck it. What's happening, y'all?
Hey, America.
It's like Shaundra. It's like Shaundra.
That was dry. Hey, America.
Man.
So we got
right.
We
no, he's smiling hard now. He's smiling hard. Look at him. He's smiling. He's smiling like that since. He's smiling like that since Thursday night.
It's been a Monday ever since Monday.
Well, Bernard's smiling because there's 6 of us on this show tonight.
Is it?
And
with Charlie. No, with Charlie Wilson.
Charlie make 7. Tiffany make 8.
Oh, you must be see something we don't see.
Yeah.
The world see it. The world see it. I don't know what you don't see. 3 up there in that corner. Me, you, and Bernard.
Tanya. Tanya.
There's 6 of us already on here.
Oh, okay.
So
I get it. I get it. You know I'm a little slow.
We're going to need Tanya tonight.
You let you, but that's all right. He got it.
Hallelujah.
We're going to need Tanya's input tonight.
He got Tanya and her at the church.
Oh.
So what's up, y'all?
Man, We are here.
Well, we need to pray for Mississippi, boy. I've been trying to get in touch with my daughter. She lives right there next to Jackson, and I can't get in touch with her.
What happened?
It's flooding real bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The flooding is terrible there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Real bad.
Yeah. So this thing then went from one extreme to the other.
You might have to drive down there. Take a boat.
Yeah. I'm not going down there in that mess.
Yeah. It always start this time of year. We got plenty of rain, man. I had this guy cut my grass today. I was so mad. Only reason I let him cut it because it was so high. Man, I was like, dude, they don't put. When I cut my grass, I cut with love. He didn't put no love in it. So
I know what you mean. Let me tell you, if you're in Savannah, you better let Todd Rose cut your grass if you're in Savannah. But Todd Rose had that grass looking like a brand new, like sod been put down.
What?
Oh, boy. Todd Rose know what he's doing. I'm trying to tell you.
The only people that you see cutting grass here in Houston is the Mexicans.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, they got 1,000. They got 1,000 lawn care services here in Savannah.
Yeah.
In Chatham County. I'm talking about everybody. Every other house got a lawn care service.
Yeah. Hey, Lord. Hey, they got 1,000 lawn care, and what they got 900 churches.
850.
Yeah. One on every corner, and heathens. So many heathens. Go figure.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up, Jesus?
All right.
Yeah. How you living?
He heard you want to fight.
I'm living fine. Glad to see you, Sarah.
Hey,
and she got 2 friends with her.
You know what? My girls wanted to come and hang out.
Well,
she brought her little friends. Say hello to my little friends for Jamal.
We got a lot of topics to get to. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it is.
And all.
A lot going on.
You know what? Y'all distracted.
Y'all
you better like do in the church. How you doing in the church, y'all?
And where's Charlie Brown?
They all ask, where is Charlie Brown, y'all? Where is Charlie Brown? Charlie Brown, did he get mad last week because I told him I run this damn show?
I don't know. Did he get mad with me? I mean, he said he was gonna fire me. I'm like, man, he come back firing people.
Yeah, he got it. Everybody's wrong the other day, man.
Well, one monkey don't stop a show. Come on.
He getting old.
Yeah. He probably in the
and Jesus running around the city of Savannah doing videos.
I just want to let the world know.
And then.
Huh?
No, I was saying, and then some people hit me up. They're like, "Look at what I just saw." I like, look. I said that damn Bernard Brown.
Hey, Jamal, I'm gonna bring this to you.
Exactly. He done posted the video. I'm like, that damn Bernard Brown.
Just want the world, let the people know that tonight's subjects are brought to you. Topics are brought to you by Shaundra. These are all mostly all her subjects. She made the agenda tonight because she said that we were boring. So in
other words,
yeah. So she's gonna see what she got in store for us.
Okay. It's a very
that sound in the background. What's that sound? That's that sound in the background.
I don't hear anything. I don't hear nothing.
They play it on all the shows. You just ain't used to it. You know, that's the killer monotony. You know, you want to be able to have something playing in the background that's fresh. You know, just not those dead space, dead sound, nothing. So just talk over it. If you listen to all the other shows, it's there. Y'all just don't listen. Y'all just don't hear it.
I ain't hear it on the Watchdog. I ain't hear it on.
We don't need no music.
I'm talking about all the shows on real TV.
I'm saying, but I hear it on America After Dark and on the Rabble. But see, they're always gonna look out for them. They're always gonna look out for Tompkins. America After Dark got music, and then also the Rabble, they got their music. But see, everybody else ain't got no music.
All you gotta do is say, producer, hit that music and put it at 22.
Okay.
But Bernard didn't say that for America After Dark. You just went and did it for Bernard. Got cars. Bernard got cars. He got
Bernard got a birthday party. He got a birthday party.
You know what? Hey, let me say this out. I got some fans. No. I got some fans asking me why they always jump on you. RG and G. They say, why they always jump on you? And I know, you know what I told them?
What did you tell them?
I said they just want to be like me.
Oh,
like they want to be like Mike. They just want to be like me. That's all. I don't pay no Negroes no attention.
That's right. Yeah, so Sandra, you ready?
All right, first topic is, have our public schools failed our children?
You sound like we're in the classroom. You sound like we're in the classroom.
Yeah, I mean, it's an open topic. Have our public schools failed our children?
But I'm gonna take this. You know what? I don't think they fail our children. This is my opinion. It's like it's so short. People don't want to work these days no more. Not only teachers, restaurant people just don't want to work no more after the pandemic. So, you don't want to. So now they're getting people who's not certified or whatever to teach our kids. So I think that's the problem. They don't have enough teachers. So I don't think they're failing them. They're just doing what they got to do. I mean, if that's the case, if you feel like they failing you, I think you should go ahead and have your kids go on homeschooling and teach your own kids. Right about now, you probably need to teach your own kids if it comes to Black history.
Yeah, I'll say this, Shaundra. I think what has happened in public education, education in general, is that it has gotten too bureaucratic. You got too many policies and too many frameworks and too many tests and too many forms and too many of this and too many of that, till teachers don't have time to teach. By the time they get through all that mess and doing all that discipline, it's 5 o'clock. And so they don't have time to teach. It's one of the reasons why my mother taught kindergarten and first grade for 30 years. She loved young children learning, but she finally retired because she was like, I'm tired of all the paperwork. And so what we've got to do is, again, it's like everything else we do in this world, in this nation. We are so used to habits that we don't revisit, we don't assess our processes, we don't assess what we do. And so what you have is the same educational thing every year after year after year. You're doing the same old thing. Take out some of those standardized tests, identify ways to be more efficient in the classroom, and let teachers teach and stop all the crazy stuff and move all the stuff out of the way so the educators can get the learning done. And take the politics out of the classroom. DeSantis with your ignorant, I'm be quiet.
Yeah, definitely. What do you say, Jesus?
I will go on. I say this because I talk about this even in my classes, and RG is on point. And Bernard brought something about homeschooling, because again, that's some of the things we need to be considering. But I will go and say that you can still keep your children in public school, but there has to be a wholesale change with regards to it. Because I tell my folks, I say that what has happened for you all, I used to say from first grade to 12th grade, you're taught rote memorization, just to memorize, not to think. But then now I tell folks, I said, now actually I can go back to go to kindergarten. From kindergarten, y'all taught, they just feed stuff to y'all, and they're not really causing y'all to be able to think. So now when they get to college, or they go to vocational school, or just into the workforce, they're not able to think. And it becomes a problem. One, you got them not thinking, but then when you're miseducating them also, it becomes even more tragic. And so for Black folks in particular, it happens. And again, just like I finished doing the tour, and so I had this young lady from Ireland, and she discussed it. She said in Ireland, she said, we learn history. She said, we don't call it Irish history, we got to learn history. We even learn about we in Ireland, we learn about the American Revolution, and we have 2 pages on slavery, what that was about. We get that. She said, at least we get that. And she said, but we learned that in Ireland. She said, but other places, she said, I come over here and I see where it's like you are afraid to even talk about it. Like, listen. And she started saying, they're not talking about you. They're talking about your ancestors did, and you got to acknowledge it. I said, right. I said, that's a part of the battle. So what you do, you make these one group of people seem like they're all like that. Then you have these other people thinking that they're all like that. And I said, and it's all false. That again, and that damaged all of us. And that's when, again, it's frightening when I'm dealing with people who can't even think. And now I'll go and say this. It just ain't been failing us just like right now with the young people today. Guess what? I deal with some elders, and I'm like, they are fool as hell. I deal with some middle-aged people, fool, and I'm like saying it is the miseducation that Carter G. Woodson talked about that damaged Black folks. And again, you got these other Caucasians thinking that they're all of that, when in fact, they're not all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, personally, I feel like, they have, public school has failed us through the centuries. I mean, it didn't just start failing us. It has, I mean, we've always been under taught, so to speak, and as a result, many of us were not prepared to go to the colleges, and that's the reason why many of us didn't get scholarships, and that's the reason why many of us have more student debt than Caucasians, so it all has a rippling effect, and now they're talking about, our next little subtopic was the nationwide teacher shortage, so with this teacher shortage, and they know that it has been a teacher shortage, do you feel like that is negligence, for them to have substitute teachers and unlicensed teachers in these classrooms, not just teaching for 2 weeks, but teaching for the whole year?
Well, here's the negligence is an ignorant system of government and county leaders who don't understand that teachers are underpaid. It makes no sense that you're paying any teacher with a bachelor's degree at basic should be making $55,000 a year. Any teacher with a master's, at least $65,000, so forth and so on. It makes no sense that teachers have to not only live in poverty per se, but then they have to go buy their own supplies. So the failure is, and I'm going to put it out there like this here, the governmental systems that manage them. We've got to start paying people. Why would I go live in poverty and go and be broke when I can go out here and go do something else and make twice as money? It's silly to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go ahead.
I mean to cut you off, Sonia, and I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but I disagree with something you said earlier about shorting us. Back in the day, they were shorting us. Last time I remember is this: Becky was in the classroom, I was in the classroom. People that looked like me was in the classroom. People that looked like Becky was in the classroom. So the teacher's teaching the same thing to me. She's teaching to Becky though. And we all in the same classroom. So it's up to you to get it or don't get it. So I disagree with, we didn't go to college or do. Some of us ain't went to college because you didn't get to high school. So why I want to leave high school and go to college? So Becky and me, all of us was in the same classroom, so I totally disagree with they shortened us. No, we was learning the same thing, pulling out the same book that Becky and John Boy and all of us was pulling out. So They didn't shock me. I went there. I went there. Becky went to college, and I went to college, and we was in the same room together with Miss Marley. So I kind of disagree with that, but I understand what you're saying. But me and Becky and all of us got the same thing. And matter of fact, Jules was in the classroom with us. So
I know y'all learned.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I would have to second what Bernard said, because it's not just that the school system isn't failing us, because they're teaching the same way they taught before, and they're teaching the same thing to everybody. What is failing us is ourselves mostly. We got to put some blame on us and the parents, because when you look at it, these kids' attention span is screwed up. They don't want to pay attention to nothing. They can't keep a job. They don't want to stay in one place. They go to work, go to any of these restaurants. All of them got headphones in their damn ears. Who allows people to have headphones on at these jobs? These kids' attention span is zero. Rap music is influencing them to the tilt. And it's the peer pressure of not wanting to be smart. They'd rather act a little dumb. You know, I'm serious. I see it with these kids. You know, one just called me just now. I've just muted my phones. He called me Wednesday at 7:00. I said, you don't know my schedule by now? You've been hanging with me for 2 years. You don't know my schedule by now? Every Wednesday, why would you call me at this time in the afternoon? They don't think.
Just mean.
Well, I have to throw this out here. I have to throw this out here saying that it is the school system, and that, again, I haven't put out the Board of Education. The Board of Education does control it, and that they have undermined us. And so I throw something out there to you. Say, yes, you may have some of us in the same classroom together, but then that may be a few of us, that's some of us, but that's not all of us. And that these teachers in particular, and I'm going to throw it out there, Caucasians, directing, and then some people may get offended with this, but it's the truth. And then you have Republican agendas that go into forth to dumb down our children. And so, and what has happened, my daughter has been in situations whereas information that was told to her was absolutely incorrect, but because she had been around me, she knew better. But the masses of everybody else, they didn't understand it. And so she, and one point she said to me, she said, Daddy, I kept going at the lady. It's fine. She said, I just decided to stop arguing with her. But she made sure, and but she stood up. But then there wasn't the other African Americans doing that. And then she discussed stuff with it like this. She said, why are y'all, and the other time she said, why are y'all calling them slaves? They were not slaves, they were captives. So, but there's black children saying this right here. And so she get on the black kids. So what happened, that it is an undermining, because now, and I share this with people, when you are in a system of oppression, you can never think they're going to elevate you. So now I guess I share with y'all what I share on the tours all the time. That's why I say I understand. When I share people about the history, just where we are from Yamacraw, going to Franklin Square, going to the City Market, going to River Street, just that right there. People ask me all the time who are not from Savannah. They say, is this taught to the kids in the school? I said, no, it's not taught to the kids in the school. And what I tell everybody, because I'm not just saying to y'all, I tell everybody this, I say, you cannot expect other people to tell you your greatness. They'll never tell you your greatness. But you can get to that point to tell your greatness when you not control the system fully. Right now, we don't control it, because there's something as simple as telling African-American boys and girls in the city of Savannah that when you step from River Street to Oglethorpe Avenue, MLK to East Broad, that's done by African people, not talking about just the building, the engineering skills. I'm saying to y'all right now, that is not taught in the Chatham County Savannah public school system. And so guess what? That child who thinks about mathematics and engineering, they not know that they're not a freak. They're going to say, I have ownership of this right here. And this system will never want you to have ownership if you're not, excuse me, when you think that you're a beggar. And that's what we said at the table is beggars. And right now, I threw something out to folks. I asked somebody a question. We have people on the school board right now. I say, have they brought up any policies or created any policies to infuse African experiences into the education? Person told me, not that I know of. That's on the school board. Here you go, black folks on the school board, not even thinking like that, not even putting it out there. So I said, and I tell people this right here, and I end on this note. I said, we've had black mayors, black county commissioners. Black chairman, county commission, black DAs, black police chief, fire chief, black city managers, black county managers. We've had all these people in these positions right here. And guess what? There's been no change for us. And I tell them, I say, you know why there's no change? They feel beholden to somebody else. They've been taught that they ain't nothing, and a few can get by, but the masses do not. And so, Jules, when you ask about why the people ain't standing up, it's because they've been taught not to stand up, to just be a machine. And so, when are we gonna finally say we no longer gonna be a machine? And they have undermined us. And I joke about Tompkins and talk about Johnson and Beach, but they had undermined those black high schools historically, right? Just in Chatham County and other places. And so again, and now people have to fight to even get where we are. When guess what? If you're giving us the fairness, guess what? We'll be even greater. And that's the problem. They don't want you to be great.
So one of these questions too is, when you call all these, we had black commissioner, black mayor, this and that. Okay, so at the end of the day, you look at it this way.
I'm not gonna go along with you, Bernard, because you think you got your ball now.
Stand up.
I'm just gonna say this. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm just gonna say this now.
Say it.
Hey, what look like us ain't always for us. I'm just saying. And Sonya look like me, but she may not be for me. Jules, y'all, everybody on here.
Get your hand back on the okay. You suspended for a week. You suspended for a week.
I'm just saying. What look like us may not be for us. Van Johnson not for us.
Oh Lord.
But he
Who is that?
like us.
You talking about Trump?
That's all I'm saying. Hey, Trump in a whole new level, man. That's a gangster. He don't look like us, smell like none of it. He don't even look like his own people.
See, because I had saw how Bernard was looking when I was talking, but I said I'm gonna just go on. And I saw how you was looking. I said they're gonna be decent, right? They're gonna be decent. But Bernard went in on the kill on me, bam. And then Juice did what he did, boy. Okay.
I didn't do nothing. My hands up here.
Mine too. Shaundra McKee.
Oh, Rob.
I don't know, man.
Go back and watch the video. I'm innocent this time.
Hey, but you know what? I got a phone call last night for one of y'all leaders in Savannah, Georgia. I was surprised.
I'll read between the
lines.
lines.
Savannah, Georgia. I'm surprised I got that phone call, but great guy, and he gave us props. He said, man, the problem is, it's like we come to the table and we discuss what we discussing. That's the problem in Savannah. Nobody coming to the table. And he told me, hey, September the 16th, I need to come to Savannah. And I said, okay, I'll be there. So at the end of the day, man, hey, I'm pro-black all the way. I'm pro-black. Only thing sometimes I wear white underwears, but hey, I'm pro-black all the way, man. You know what I'm saying? And if we can't stand by each other and stick up for each other and fight for our kids, and I ain't learned Black history until I was 40 years old. Shit.
But
you ain't gonna learn it until you get out of school.
If I may, Karen, if I may, I want to segue real quick on this. Do y'all know how many the potential of us having at least 3 or 4 black senators? That's big. United States senators. You're looking at Florida. You're looking at your boy in Wisconsin. That's huge. Georgia. That's huge because Teray, how many have we had? Maybe 2 or 3 in our nation's history.
Well, we had more than that. We go to Reconstruction, hiring rebels out of Mississippi, then Evan Brooks, and then now Herschel Walker in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's how my sister Shaundra did. Hey, whatever like that. Like, I'm just saying.
Hey.
You see, she wearing red and black.
Hey.
You know what?
Hey. Herschel need to go back to home.
We're not going to do that yet. That's
Herschel need to go back to the peanut garden.
That's further down. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna behave.
Please. But so do we? create our own schools, or do we push, or do we continue to push the public agenda? I mean, what do we do?
First of all, where are we going to create this school system for? Who's going to fund it? I mean, there should be
charter schools are being funded all the time.
You asked me this question. I'm just giving it back to you. So who's if we're gonna? I mean, there should be some private schools that we can put those kids in that are our elite students. Probably, I don't know. They already doing that with Woodville Tompkins. That's the best school in the whole state.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So, right, Jamal, you already agreed to that when you told me earlier this week that Tompkins was the best school in the whole state. But anyway, we can create those schools, Sandra, but then we also got to say that we got to give the school system. This is what taught us what we know, and so we got to give the school system a chance. This is the normal way. Where are you gonna get all these private schools? Then who's left out? Those schools that those kids that don't want to go to school, those parents that can't put their kids in the private school or won't put their kids in
they
private
have
schools. If you
vouchers
create
now.
all private schools, then you might as well just keep all public schools.
But you know what, Shaundra? What
They
you're
have
speaking
vouchers
on, but Shaundra, they do have models. I think honestly, and I'm gonna say this. Give me 1 second. Steve Perry and Ron Clark have model schools that I think our public schools need to follow. Steve Perry has a beautiful school up in New York. He's my twin. Everybody said like Steve Perry and Drake. But anyway, Steve Perry and then Ron Clark in Atlanta. We've got to start, like I said, we don't do assessment well enough in K-12 schools, period. We regurgitate the same thing over and over and over, and it's not effective. The way I learned when I was in school is different than the way Bernard learned in 1940s in school. The way these students learn now. And so, we gotta start doing some assessing. But Ron Clark in Atlanta and Steve Perry, they got some good models for us to look at.
Yeah. You know what? Hey. So let me ask y'all a question. So y'all want in every school in the United States of America, you want every school history class to teach Black history and let let Black kids know for a fact that the Indian found the country, the Black folks built the country, and the white folks stole the country. So that's what we want when it comes to school history. School, okay. Then you got history. Then you got math, science, English, physical education. Where Jesus failed in that, and how can you fail physical education? All you got to do is run up the.
Did you see that score Friday night with Jenkins? Ain't nobody at Jenkins high school passed physical
I see why he
education.
failed that.
Ain't nobody in that school passed that.
We want all children to be prepared for college or to go, to go on. We don't want the high dropout, levels that we get, especially among our African American boys. We don't want them to be discouraged.
But I don't think that's the job of the schools. I think the job of the schools is to provide a way to facilitate critical analytical thinking. Schools are not supposed to teach you to the test, that's what we have now.
Exactly.
School is supposed to teach you to liberate your mind, to think, to be analytical, to be creative, to do those things. And that's what we are lost. We don't understand that. What keeps children out of issues is stimulation, which means community centers. It's a number of things, activities, Boy Scouts, things like that, parents being engaged with the schools. But we have lost all of that for whatever reason. I couldn't give you the answer to that. But I think it's not the school's job. And that's another thing. We've got to stop blaming schools and teachers for your children's badass and failing. Your child don't study. You don't sit with your child and study. You don't have a standard. Let me tell you something. I never took learning serious until I got a master's degree. But I tell you one thing, by the time I got to middle school, I came along late. My mama was retired. When I got off that bus, You sit down, you do that homework, you eat, you go to bed. If you don't like it, you can get on out and get your own place. That was it's called structure. And what we have now is babies having, Bernard, you said this before, babies having babies, they don't have structure, and now all of a sudden it's the teachers in the school fault. No, hell no, it's not.
Jamal?
Yeah.
The reason why I can't help my children with this homework is because Brother Brian, I am downtown fixing your dinner or serving your dinner.
I agree.
Or I'm bringing you your drink, or I'm making your bed, or I'm turning you over, wiping your behind when you're in the hospital, and you got me working 3 to 11. And then when I try to get off, then you try to put me on these different shifts and other things like that. You tell me I'm gonna lose my job if I don't do that. And so that's what happened. Then I just got to try to catch the bus. So that comes into play. So I'm just letting you know, because I'm doing all this for you.
Look what Natalie said. But as long as I drink strong, I'll give you a pass. But look what Natalie said.
And she's right.
Yeah.
And I'm only getting minimum wage now. Understand that, now if you're getting the food at and the drink at, they're making millions. They're making millions.
Right.
Well,
I agree.
Probably seems like you need a girlfriend with a car.
Just make the drink strong. I'll give you a hell of a tip.
You need some help to pay the rent.
I know it.
Get your girlfriend with a car.
Shaundra got a car. Shaundra, go help the brother out.
Hey,
I'm
but
coming.
you know what? Okay. I say this, and once you like, okay, when you come in this world, right? Okay, your parents are responsible for you all the way until once you get 12, then they sins go to them. All right. So let's say you go all the way to once you get in high school, the 9th all the way to 12, I think it's your responsibility as a child, as a young adult, to you either gonna go to the 9th grade or the 10th grade, or you gonna sit in the 9th grade for 4 more years. So I think y'all saying these parents, okay.
Did he graduate high school?
He graduated middle school.
I'm just saying. No, what I'm saying is y'all right here putting on the parents. What I'm saying is, if you're in the 9th grade, you should know better. You know you got homework, you should do it. 10th, 11th, 12th, period. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You saying the parents. Yeah, I mean, like I said, parents raising parents, son. Y'all so always attacking these parents. Y'all ain't any of these parents home at the end of the day.
Bernard, you know what? You were a coach, and one of my favorite movies was Coach Carter, and it was another one where even our young children that like to play sports or do extracurricular activities, they, I think, play a role in this. Now, I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying they could play a role in this too, and saying if academically your stuff ain't up, or if you ain't doing your homework, or if I hear this mess out of the classroom, you ain't going to participate.
Yeah. And we the teacher.
Another thing also is that, Shaundra, if you walk and go through these schools, you see that it isn't like it used to be back in the day where every time it might be a man, woman, man, woman, man, woman. It's about 75% or 80% women. Where are the men? Where are the strong role models that these young boys got to look at to say, okay, I can do this. I can be this. I want to excel. They take them out and they put these women, even in Savannah, it's full of women.
Yeah.
You don't have no strong men where they can jack these boys up.
Mm-hmm.
And they need that sometimes. I jack mine up all the time. They can complain all they want. I jack mine up.
I'm a homeschooling. What the hell? What? That's what you got.
Go ahead, Jesus.
Now, I was going to say this, and that some people are going to get offended by it out there, some of the people in the audience. This is tied to racism. You can say it could be benign racism, but it's tied to racism. And the impact has been seen regionally, that in South Carolina, in Georgia, in Alabama, in Florida, and in Tennessee, when they took when they took the education program from Savannah State and then went and sent it over to Georgia, to Armstrong, that you began to see the decline of Black teachers just in the region.
Yes.
And that has had an impact on all of us. So, Julius, when you're saying that, now I've been to bring that up earlier and say, yeah, it made me go back to it and say, when they took from the HBCUs and Savannah State in particular, because Savannah State was a feeder for educators, not just in Georgia, but in South Carolina, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, at least and then even we go up to DC. Savannah State was feeding people, even in New York, that again, but when you not take it away, we not see the impact of that, of what they did to HBCUs when they took education. Because again, taking it from us to be the ones to become the teachers, that now we're not in the classroom anymore.
And that's on your history there, for real. Because see, Armstrong wasn't even supposed to be a full 4-year college.
Right.
Never was. It was created for community college, period.
Yeah, and something I wasn't going to say because I was trying to be decent about this right here. That's what Bernard was talking about, that when the class, why he was learning, because he had that fine, attractive student teacher from Savannah State. And that's what got his mind. That's why he wanted to go to school all the time. Because he like, don't let me call out Mr. D.L. Mathis, because that's why he was able to graduate. Because that's why they went, because they saw them sisters coming from Savannah State. And so they're not student teachers, they're not doing their student teaching. And they right there. They right there with Miss Molly. Miss Molly just like this. Yes, ma'am, Miss Molly. Miss Molly, I can carry your books. And Julius called, get out the way. I'm carrying Miss Molly's books.
And Jesus, why you trying to book? Hey, but you know what? I ain't gonna lie. You saying the truth, man. Hey, we had these young teachers coming. Hey, I was in love with one of them. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm in love with a stripper.
Hey, it was 2 or 3 when I was in high school.
Yeah.
How y'all are lost? Y'all let the oppressor change your mind. Y'all see that oppressor just change your mind?
But see what happened. See, you know that was in elementary, that was in junior high school, and in high school. So you had those folks. You know, I don't think none of us can sit here and get for the young ladies. It was again had them brothers that were right there, like looking like, I like Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, you see Mr. Brown? Yes, yeah, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown. So, you know, Mr. Brown, do you like this one? So, because again, it goes right back to something we say. They had role models. We had role models that we saw. Like we were like, and we all at times wanted to do our best because we had wanted to get that pat on that shoulder from her. Like, you know, she smelled like cinnamon, Jules. She smelled like cinnamon. She smelled like jasmine. She smelled like jasmine.
Who says that? Lavender?
Hey, I ain't never waited in my life until Miss Clark came in at Johnson High School, and I went into the dressing room and got my daddy cologne and was putting it on because I know she was gonna be there.
You spent that money.
Hey, it's different, man. And you know who the teachers now is Coach Carter, Coach DeLoach, Coach Jules, Coach Jesus, Coach RG. Hey, and we the Moore brothers when they come.
I beat these children.
Basketball, football, whatever. we the scrum black men that they see. And you're right, Jude. They don't see it in the classroom, but they see it, you know, when they go sports and they see it then. So, you know. But
Julius is right. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, and when I'm dealing with them in higher ed, when they get to me in higher education, you guys sometimes, and I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I call our young brothers in the office, especially my frat brothers. I close the door and I cuss their asses out. Excuse my language, because that's what we need sometimes. And that I'm not gonna sit here and call you and you and effed up. And you do that SHIT again, that's the conversation you gotta have with us sometimes. Julius done cussed me out before I went on and I cried in the car, but I got over it.
and what happened a couple of years ago, folks asked this question of students. Now when they got to college, they said, when did you have, how many times did you have black teachers from kindergarten going on up? And someone started saying, I never had a black teacher. And here go, and they like, never had a black teacher at all. And then some say, I only had a black teacher when I got to college. And then some say that, and I didn't have a lot of black teachers even in college. I mean, professors even in college. So here go people, and when y'all talking about this issue, that so folks are not seeing they're not seeing people who look like them, even teaching them from kindergarten going on up. And then they started asking, there's other question they asked them. They said, how many black male teachers have you had? And someone said, I never had a black male teacher. I only had a black male teacher, and that was a professor when I got to college. And say otherwise that even in some cases I wasn't even exposed to it. And that's how, you know, it gets into our psyche that again, that we should not be there, we're not there. And then when they come at our youth, especially the males, and they putting them out. And so now I'm gonna come to this right here. That's why I'm surprised on the Rabble, we ain't saying nothing about it. There are two professions that people have said have been a thorn in the side to black people right now today, that they discourage black, or they cause pain to black folks. They say Caucasian male police officers and Caucasian female teachers. They say the teaching profession has almost the same type of impact on the lives of black people like law enforcement does. And people discuss it. I'm surprised on the Rabble, because that was discussed last year with people. People bring out, they say Caucasian female teachers, because they do not know how to handle, say, a Bernard, a Julius, a Jamal, a Robert, a Chris, an Anwar, a Peter, because they think that when y'all doing something like, again, it's a threat. And so now they now have them now basically put in a position where they now don't like school anymore. They not want to be in school, so they want to be caught up into this other world. So yeah,
true. Yeah, you're right. But you know what? That my whole school from kindergarten all the way to high school, I only had one white teacher, and I was surprised. I looked at her like she was crazy, to be honest. I never one. The rest of them was black. So my thing is, when it all switched over, because all we seen was black teaching, all of a sudden, boom, it switched over.
Yeah, because when they said like you said, when you now remove education, because that impact, that's what started happening. Because now the ones who had been taught at Savannah State, they started retiring. But now when they retire, who's people placing them? That's the person who's coming from Armstrong or from Georgia State or from Pilot Academy, you know, I mean Pilot Institute, are coming from these other places. So now they now become the teachers. They don't, just like we talk about community policing, we got to have community teaching. That you got to be people who understand, like, this is where these children are coming from. This is what's going on with them. It's not for you to look down on them. Just understand that so when some of them are talking to you or they got some frustration, you go to find out. Because again, like some of us know, we had teachers. Well, I guess I'm gonna get even more personal about it. For myself, there was a teacher that she told me, she said that Jamal is slow, but he can do the work. He's slow. But if it had been left up, and she was African American, but I dare say if it was somebody else who was not African American, because that again, she understood that over there, I'm not going to do it like the other people as fast as other kids are doing it, but I can eventually get to it. But they will put us, a lot of us, in BD, special education, and all that. And they have said to folks, that people who I know, they say, like, listen, they say so-and-so is retarded. And this is what they're retarded. And so they were in these other classes. But again, it's based on other people looking at us, not trying to identify, saying, like, okay, well, the deal is Jamal, he is shy. That's what it is. He's extremely shy. So that's why he wasn't trying to show all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to tell parents all the time, don't let these people tell you about your children bad and all that. No, your children are just gifted in one or two ways. Either they learn differently or they're smarter than their white counterparts. Yeah. Point blank, period. Prove me wrong. Don't ever let nobody put your child on no medication, and don't ever let nobody put your child in no special class unless it's an accelerated learning class. Because 90% of our students are smarter than their white counterparts. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And that's what the study's going to say. And that's Dr. Robert Umar Johnson Bryan right there. That's what Umar says.
Right. You can make contributions to the campaign just for that statement right now. Contact Julius Hall for more information.
Next subject.
Oh, praise your love. You're not going to talk about my former student here now. I told y'all about that now.
What has happened to the NAACP and the American Civil Liberties Union?
Can you make your co-host come back? That's unfair.
Hey.
And so I'm going to caveat this. What recent injustices can you think of that these two prominent organizations and their presence.
Go ahead, Bernard.
You know what? If it ain't a high profile case, you ain't gonna see him. You're gonna see Al, you're gonna see Crump, you ain't gonna see the NAACP. If it ain't about being on TV, if it ain't about money, if it ain't about, what's gonna put in their pocket and their organization, you ain't gonna see them. Period. You ain't gonna see them. The NAACP, trust me. And it's the little young guy is the president. Tell me it's wrong. And it's the little young guy is the president.
Don't talk about my student.
Huh?
Don't talk about my student.
No. He's a little young guy. I met him.
I know he's one of my former students. Y'all talk about my Morehouse.
Yeah, I'm not talking about him. I'm not saying. He's a little young guy. And
talking the Savannah president.
Huh?
Yeah.
Talking the president of Savannah.
Yeah. He's one of my former kids in Morehouse.
Yeah, it's Savannah. Matter of fact, his wife had just had a daughter.
Yeah.
He was pregnant or whatever. Nice guy. My thing is, I don't think they really know, like we always say, the history of this here. Martin Luther King and all of them came up with this organization. It's about money now. It's about money, and it's about high profile. If it's gonna be on TV, if they're gonna run behind your door, and matter of fact, the lawyers, Crump, he the one taking over. He should be calling him NAACP, to be honest.
What I see, Shaundra, let me share that. What I see as an issue, and it's not just with these organizations, it's a pandemic that we're seeing in different facets of what we're doing. And that we got folk that look like us that will bend over backwards and forwards for $1. And what I mean by that is, when you are in a position of advocacy and leadership, I don't give a doggone if somebody's offering you $1 million. You are an advocate and you are a leader. And if you accept that money, you're nothing more than a chump to me. Because at the end of the day, how can you sell a human being or their rights down the river just for $1? To me, that's sick. I mean, we see it all the time with politicians, but and I'm not saying that on the local level, but check this out. When is the last time we've seen the national NAACP stand up for voting rights?
Yeah.
That's a basic thing right there.
Yeah.
That's a basic thing.
Yeah.
When have we seen the NAACP push back on Biden for a black agenda? So, my theory is, and I've seen it on different levels, is when people tend to just be silent and not do nothing, either one or two things: either they don't have a real plan or a vision, or some money involved.
Mm-hmm. And they're getting these dues, because I go to their website and they're like, join the NAACP and blah blah blah, and I'm like, why? Why would I join the NAACP when they sit silent on every issue? The last time I saw them, it was George Floyd getting killed. Mm-hmm. That was about it. But so many other people have been killed since then. And they should be pushing back in these 2 years about the policing bill or the voters' right bill.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, y'all say meteorites.
Hey, Jesus. Tell. Some people don't even know what NAACP means. Jesus, break it down to them.
It's the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And so now I will say this right here. My brother of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Reverend William Barber in North Carolina, has been out there for voting. He's been a stalwart for that. I have mad respect for him. And I stand up for Chad Mance. I stand because Chad, just like early this month. Yeah, it was this month right here. Late last month, early this month. We were out in Yamacraw. We were in Yamacraw. We fed the people in Yamacraw, and that we also tagged. Then we also had the mass meeting. Also, that was in July, in fact. And so again, Chad is understanding and sensitive. Chad, and I'm gonna say this. Chad has had conversations with me, and some of the videos that I have done, Chad was like saying, and he has said to me, he said, this is what we should be doing as the NAACP. He said, the videos that you do, he said, that's what we should be doing, and that's what he wants to invigorate. Of course, he has to go through, and I'm saying he has to, just like many of us, we got to walk. We got this the uphill climb that we're doing to get to that point where we can finally get to the point and say, okay, now it's fully ours. We're fully vested. We can take control and run it the way that we want. So Chad is out there. Chad is aware. He is sensitive, and he does not belong to any particular person. And in fact, he was talking to one of our older women who he believes in, and he even said to her, we need to sit down and talk, because they had a conversation going on, and that the conversation, if you were there listening to them, is like, he is progressive. So I just want to throw that out there. It's just that the Savannah chapter, there's work that got to be done in the Savannah chapter, and that's why we said we got to get more of us involved with us of that. And so I just want to say that on behalf of Chad, because I want people to think, because I'm not going to sit here, and just being silent about it, because that's why I tell people, which I have said stuff. There's one of the hashtags.
Ain't nobody came for Chad.
I'm just saying that I use the hashtag Jamal Toure, the one man NAACP, because I have seen where things are not. But and now I'm gonna say why in Savannah, Georgia, we should be even more resolute about the NAACP, because the NAACP, part of the ordinance of the NAACP, that institution, the Niagara movement, is tied to Savannah, Georgia, tied to what black men were doing in Savannah, Georgia, at a place called Georgia State College at Savannah State.
What was Georgia State College, though? Go ahead and break that down.
Well, Georgia Industrial College for colored youth. But what happened, that they saw what people were doing in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and also in Chatham County in general, that Du Bois was impressed with that. And Du Bois asked the black men who are right here and say, will you all endorse my Niagara movement? And even say, will you come participate with me in my Niagara movement? They were like, yeah. But then one of the leader of it left, because when he saw basically Savannah now mandated segregation, and he now left, and that's when he went to Tuskegee. And so the very thing that the NAACP talked about, the lynchings, because I tell people, I said, I got to give them props now with regards to, when we talk about lynchings, I said the NAACP was essentially the Black Lives Matter movement, and Ida B. Wells was a part of it, and a woman from Savannah, or two women from Savannah, Georgia, were a part of that. They were the ones that put it out there. And then also why Savannah we should be down with the NAACP about making sure we stand up and fight, is because of James Weldon Johnson. The chapter in Savannah got started by James Weldon Johnson. James Weldon Johnson, lift every voice and sing. He starts the chapter here because he got a relationship with people here in Savannah. So that's why I'm saying the spirit to fight has been with us. But what has happened, we have gotten caught up. And it's not just NAACP. Look at most of your organizations. The Mutuals was founded, the Mutual Benevolent Society was founded, which we knew as a club, got founded to fight on behalf of Black folks. But guess who turned away from it? Their children. WW Law talked about this. WW Law said this right here, and we deal with the impact of it right now. WW Law said that what happened to us in Savannah is that the children of the Black middle class never came back to Savannah. It basically like we lifted them all up, we gave them all the stuff, but it's your children that didn't come back here to provide service to the people. And then some people going, there's another side to it, but I'll leave that alone. But some people going to say, right, here it is. So then you left the people here. And so now you get the few people who not speak out, like Alicia, Keisha, them, who act like they brand new on this right here. I'm not saying, no, this has been a lingering issue that hit. Even Law said this, but people don't talk about that element of law. When he said the Black middle class has been the problem for us because their children never came back here to come back and stand up for Savannah. So I got to say, if y'all looking at the show, y'all looking at Savannah right now, what have y'all done to come back here?
Let me add this.
Go ahead.
Did you already
Let me add this, Bernard.
No,
give me one more thing, Julie. Julie, you said make him last. Shaundra, you heard him say make him last. Did you not say that, Bernard? This is what I'm gonna say. This is why the organization is important, though. For real, we complain, but The NAACP is important because when Francis Johnson was running the Georgia State Conference, as his education chair, we had several investigations in rural parts of Georgia. And so the reason why we've got to really get back involved with the organization is in rural parts of these states in the South, there's some real live segregation and hate going on. Do y'all know there are still sundown towns? And a sundown town meaning if your black behind is out there in that certain county, after them tree lights come on, you might be swinging from an oak tree tomorrow. And I'm not playing with you. But I distinctly remember a case in Toombs County that we had to go in and investigate because not only were the children being discriminated against, it was the teachers. And so NAACP does do work like that at a state level and a local level, but it's very serious, and we got to start being more involved because these rural areas in the South are really, our folks are getting held.
But Robert. Shaundra, I'm glad you asked this question. We have not seen them on any cases of injustice that we know about. They have failed to stand up. They have failed to advocate for the community. They have failed on every level possible. There is no bigger failure than Clarence Thomas. I get other than Clarence Thomas and a few of the Van Johnsons and them. But the NAACP is a major failure. And it is going down. This is how it used to look. Jamal, you don't have to run. This is how it used to look.
Yeah.
This is how it used to look.
Mm-hmm.
In 1960, I wasn't even born.
Right.
They packed the churches because we had issues. Now we got issues, and you can't get them to do anything. They want to meet. They meet well, and then they party well. They raise money well, but they advocate sorry.
No.
You know, so that's the problem today. You know, this article, this here has raised a whole lot of fire in the city right now. I posted this and I made a comment. You can go to my page and read it.
Yeah, I said it. Go ahead, do what Alicia said. I said it.
Yeah,
I said it. I'll say it again. Black churches failed us. The NAACP has failed us. Our elected leaders, when they get in positions of power, have failed us.
Yeah.
And black men as a whole have failed us. Yes, somebody made a comment today that the black woman is tired. She should be. She's been carrying us on her shoulder for so long.
Yeah. And I say that.
And you black men, you all comfortable, and you're so complacent that you don't want to get out and do nothing because it'll take you out of your way. It'll put some dirt on your white tennis shoes, your Jordans. You know, we ain't got time for that no more. We are in a sunken pit, and something has to happen to help us raise out of this pit. No, I'm not jumping on Chad. Chad is my good friend, my very good friend, a very good friend of mine. But the NAACP needs to be built up, and it ain't gonna get built up until we get them old people out of there who holding them back. Trying to that's just my Jamal want to say something. I don't know why.
I was gonna say excuse me. I was gonna say inside some of the people who put forth that meeting right there left the NAACP like within about 2-3 years after that image right there. So and the NAACP in Savannah split. And it split, they now created the Chatham County Crusade for Voters because they were not doing, the NAACP then was not doing the direct action that some of them wanted to do. And so what happened, and then some of those same people who later on would be a part of the NAACP, they are the ones that you see in the NAACP right now. They are the ones that contribute to it being what it is right now today, because they began affiliated with some people that y'all know by the name of John Recycles and George Akavosi. And it's something that they call the PAC. The PAC, that became what they now, the PAC was in existence, but the PAC now became, guess what? The NAACP became a machine for the Democratic Party in the city of Savannah and John Recycles and the Akavosis. So that's why so what you're looking at from that image, right? When I saw it, I was like saying, they don't even know the depths of it, because that right there, that later split. And so that's why even Law was not affiliated with it like that, but Law had also caused the split that occurred in the 1960s, that people now move, they split their separate ways. And so what you're looking at is the residual impact when we do not remain unified and look out for Black people first and are concerned about Black people looking out for the least and the left out. So all that right there. So yeah, they were able to do it, but they still caused a split in the community. That's why Jose Williams and W.W. Law stood up on Gaston Street and MLK, and that's when the split then occurred. And Ben Clark did what they did. And then that NAACP became a machine, a political machine for the Democratic Party in Chatham County. So the CCDC is part of the reason why they ain't become what they should have become. Excuse me.
But
you don't talk about that.
But we can talk about the local. But what about at the national level?
That's what I was talking about earlier. The national.
We don't even see them at the national level. I mean, I would probably give. I would probably say, well, this is just a one-off if it was just at the local level.
But Bernard was right though. Ben Crump beat them to the seat.
Yeah.
But but Ben Crump is just he's a pain pimp. He's a pain pimp. Just like what's that other that preacher? What's his name?
Al the Firm Sharpton.
Yeah. I mean, all of them are pain, they're pain pimps. They pimp the Black community, and then they go back into their white communities and close the gate.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't have any respect for them, even though they do show up. I still can't have respect for them because they will only show up when it is a high profile thing, but they are not speaking up in every situation. You know
who's doing work than both of them combined? Merrick Garland, your Attorney General.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He the only one who had the nuts to go do something about Breonna Taylor. We sat down and got quiet.
Exactly.
And Jamar, I ain't mean to. I will listen. I'll listen to something you say. You and W.W. Law about Savannah, and you say the middle class people leave and don't come back.
He said the children. What he said was. No, I want to give you. He said the children of the Black middle class didn't come back. Now he said the children of the Black middle class did not come back.
Well, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we can't. Some of them come back, and the people in Savannah. Just a prime example because it happened to me. The people in Savannah that growed up there, and we left the middle class, and then we come back to try to help. They think we outside. They think we coming to take over.
Heard that.
We ain't coming to take over. And matter of fact, I was in Miami, Florida, and 3 of my boys from Savannah. And we said the same thing. We try to go down there to try to bring an organization in Savannah called Hoop Savannah and bring it together. They didn't welcome us up with open arms. They try to think that we take it over. We're not taking over. At the end of the day, we raised up here. So some of them like that, Jamal, some of them not. And you know what? And guess what I did? I took my book bag and I went on back to Marietta, Georgia. And I said, you know what? Let me revamp this because I was about to cuss all of them out. And it's not that we coming to take over. We're trying to help. We're trying to give back to our community. But the people down there is not allowing us to because they thinking we taking over.
Mm-hmm. And they ain't got nothing. But they think they're taking over something that they ain't even got.
Yep. And then there is no incentive for the middle class, young people to, professionals to come there when there's no jobs. Who wants to come out of college and be, they were still offering me with my 2 master's degrees, $35,000, acting like they doing something.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Hey, the number 2 city in Georgia is one of the highest expensive city in Georgia. Guess who it is?
Savannah. So
But
I mean,
you all understand why that's the case, right?
Tell me, Jamal. Tell me.
Because of the system that we have in place here, and it goes back to I'll keep throwing the refrain. It's the system of oppression that has been here. This system and we call the plantocracy, tourism, regentification. That's what this is about. That's what it's about. They're working to get your family members out of West Savannah, out of Woodsville, out of Brickyard, out of a village. That's what this is about. Because right now, I don't know if I shared it on this show, but the units that are right there on Farm Street, from Indian going on down to River Street, they're now going to be like $4,000 a month. The rent, the units, $4,000 a month. And so, but that's what this is about. And so, and what it is, and see, I hate to say this because now this is going to give Julius more ammunition, Bernard more ammunition, and Robert more ammunition. It is tied to, we have had leadership that basically has sold us out and not done what they need to do to protect us. And so that's why my sister Shaundra, that's why I said the other side of the story, because here, when we have black leadership that could have provided for this black middle class, their children, to not have employment and have positions and create new industry there, new black millionaires, they refuse to do so because they're so caught up thinking that somebody else is better than them. That's why I say public schools, all of them has failed us because it got us not even thinking that we are able to do. And so then what happened now, I know Bernard looking right now. I done told you about skin folk and kin folk. And see, now I'm saying Julius right there. So that's what I go. Okay, I go and admit, yes, they have failed us. Okay, they have failed.
Yeah, but you know what's scary? You know what's scary? You know what's scary? You know what's scary? Shaundra, hold on, Shaundra. You know what's scary is that 5 years ago, I said it somewhere. It might have been on one. I don't know. But I said Yamacraw was gone. And there were several people in Savannah that looked like it. No, it ain't gonna do that. I said, why would they keep a housing project that they're allowing to fall apart across the street from them, the condos that they're building? Why would they do that? That doesn't make sense. I said it. And you know what they're doing? Right there across the bridge is what? The 1st District, the West Savannah.
Yeah.
They're about to take that soon, which bothers me. You know what they're doing with Scad, Bernard? I don't know. You know where your sister lives. You know where Mickey's used to be, the liquor store, with that McDonald's in Montgomery? Scad has bought all of that curb all the way around by that railroad track. But I can guarantee you this, and I'm going to say it loud, and we're going to announce in October. I'll be doggone because guess what? We're going to have a new District 5 alderman who's going to protect that area. We're not going to have that foolishness no more. Because I don't understand how people that look like us can let our folks, our elders, those every last home in West Savannah and District 5 and District 1 have our people's blood, sweat, and tears on it. And you gonna allow them to take it? Are you a damn fool?
Yeah.
Not on my watch, and that's why I'm gonna take your seat.
Hey, and you're right, man. I'm telling you, I get frustrated when I come to Savannah. I do. I get frustrated when I come to Savannah. It takes me everything in my heart not to wait on Monday morning and stand up there at City Hall and open the door and wait for them. Trust me, I'm telling you, man, the way they doing these folks in Savannah is black folks is crazy. You tell now, where you gonna put these people at? Where they
don't
go?
Care.
They don't care. They don't care.
The rest of them don't care. And I'm telling you right now, and y'all may get mad or whatever, but Van Johnson needs to be stopped.
And then you have the group of people that just say, well, that's the way it's always been. That's the way it's gonna be. You know, that slave mentality. Yeah. And I mean, and that just I want
now it's 68.
Yeah. So
they're blocking. They're going to block all that out. They're going to take so much of West Savannah and block. They're going to take so much of Carr Village. They're going to move Carr Village back a little bit.
Oh, Carr Village about to be gone if we don't look out.
Now they're not going to get rid of this. They're not going to do Carr Village all the way.
Have you come down Gwinnett Street lately from MLK?
Yeah, I went down it today, but they're not going to do all of it. They're only going to do part of it. That building, and when you come down down Gwinnett, and you look at that, you know that they're going to do some awesome things over there. That's going to be awesome. Now I got to admit that the stuff they're going to do.
Yeah, but y'all not going to be able to afford it.
But to whose detriment?
But Julius, what about that fairground though? See, that's the stuff that scare me. That mess they pull on, that's fairground. That's the core of the whole area. It's scary. It's real scary. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. What you saying, Jamal? You got your hand raised.
I know, like a schoolgirl.
Because that is because like I shared with you all before and shared other places that there are 3 tourist areas in the city of Savannah. 3 tourist areas in the city of Savannah. You have River Street, City Market, Broughton Street. They want a 4th tourist area, and that 4th tourist area is the MLK Gwinnett Street area. That area right there. That's the 4th tourist area. The 5th tourist area is the Springfield Canal, what they call the Canal District. The Canal District, that is where all that is. It's College Quarters, Brickyard, because they have even proposed having gondolas. I thought I may have shared on the show. They want to have gondolas. Y'all know gondolas like if you're in Venice. They have that. It's like you are in Venice, like you when you on the like you and your lady friend or man friend, y'all like on the river, that you got this person like rolling you down the river, down the canals there. That's what they want to have gondolas. They want to do kayaking. That is a part of the plan that they want to have. We can stop it. That's why just the same thing what you see on the Rabble, what y'all say, we got to get involved. But that's what they want that to be. That's to be the 5th tourist area. That's why all that's over there. So yeah, what it is, they ain't gonna get rid of it because they will be the ones living there. See, because what's going to happen is that you will not be living over there, but it'll be other people living over there. And so that's why again, we have to be the ones using our Black media as a platform to put it out to let people know, like, no, even with regards to Yamacraw, no matter what they tell you in the media right now that Yamacraw gone, or what the judge said, it's a process to all of that. That's a scare tactic that makes some of us then buy into it. For that to even occur, it's going to be at least 2 years before something can even happen. Because again, it's up to us, because people who know what time it is, that they just can't go and do it. But I got to say this to Julius Hall right now. Julius Hall, I want you to look at me. Please look at me, please, sir. This is my contract. And all the stuff that go on, that it's being said on this show, I should not be subjected to be on this show like this. When I hear people talk about the 5th district, I hear people talk about the mayor.
I'm just saying we're going to take note. We're gonna get a real leader in the 5th district. That's all I said. A real leader. That's all I said.
You need to read the fine print in that contract. It says that you're required to be here as long as the truth is being told.
Come on, Bernard. Come on, Bernard.
That's it.
So
that's it.
What Alicia say? Tell what on the thing God loves is the truth.
Don't breach your contract. But the NAACP, we can build it. The thing is, no, we don't need to start. I mean, you can. I tried it. I had an organization, Project Hope. Y'all know I was meeting every other Sunday, Sandra. We started every other, and we didn't get the push that we wanted. Then Victor died and COVID hit and everybody moved and all kinds of stuff. But what we need to do is go into the NAACP and take it over and try to do some things, because they already have the name. So there's no need in us trying to start a new name to build an organization, even though it can 100 years from now, people will be talking about the new organization that we started, just like they started the NAACP. But the NAACP is failing us on so many levels right now that we got to do something, because it's bleeding out. And I would advise everybody to join your local NAACP, put the numbers up, and then go in and take it over. And then you can advocate from under that name, because they're not on every murder scene. I don't know how they're not. You can't just raise money so you can send your executives to NAACP party and
exactly.
You got to raise you some money so you can pay those people to be on the scene every time there's a shooting or something tragic happens where you're needed to advocate for the community. There's none of that being done.
So Shaundra, why don't we do this? Shaundra, you're in Houston. Bernard, you're up in the Atlanta area. We're here in Savannah. Why don't we reach out to our state and local NAACP leaders, presidents, and have them on the show?
Yeah.
I mean, it's right for email. It's right for email. Huh?
Yeah, I'm saying Chad will come on the show. Chad has no problem. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't have an NAACP out here in Marietta, Georgia.
Man, I'm talking about Atlanta, DeKalb. Now you know they got one in DeKalb County.
They got none in Marietta.
They got one in DeKalb County. They ain't got no one. They may not have one in DeKalb, but you know they got one in DeKalb. DeKalb County, the blackest county in America.
They got one in Marietta.
I know. Yeah,
Bernard.
That's it. I'm gonna
right.
That's it. Hey, they try to run my black butt out of here 30 years ago, and I'm still sitting here.
Well,
man, please.
Okay.
Hey, get the one in Clayton County. You know they hood down in Clayton.
So
yeah.
This next subject ties into what we're talking about, because this is how they're stealing our wealth. So this is the stealing and devaluing of African American homes. Why do we have to whitewash our properties to be treated fairly? So this happened. This was reported on the news the other day, and the HUD secretary was on CNN talking about the people in I think it was in Maryland, where they had their home appraised. And when they had their home appraised the first time, the home appraised for $400,000. Well, they knew it was worth more than that. So they took all of the pictures down of them, and they let their white friend show the house and get it reappraised. The second time it appraised for $700,000. So now they're suing, but this is not anything new, because this happens in America, all over America. They devalue our homes, thereby stealing our assets. So why is this going on still in 2022?
Like I always say, because we allow them to do anything to us. We allow that. If they done been calling, y'all probably all us probably done got about 1 million calls about, hey, do you want to sell your house? No, I want to sell you if you don't leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the oldest folks that have grandkids. Everything. It's about money. One thing about black folks, let me tell you about black folks. True story. Black folks do anything when it comes to money. If you give somebody $100,000, us $100,000, they think that's $1 million. They're gonna sell their home. It is like that, period. And that's why I don't think it's so much of these white folks. I think it's so much about us allowing people to do anything they want to do to us, and we don't stand up for ourselves. And y'all, we want to look good, smell good, drive good. That's all we want to do. That's all we want to do. And I don't mean to hit y'all hard or whatever, but I'm just telling the truth.
Let me add this to you, Bernard.
I'd rather be stank. I'd rather be stank and standing for what's right than the way some for Sashi cologne to smell good.
But you know what,
people do up. We got to stop letting people treat us all kind of way. We got to stop it.
But I go back to this too. When you got people who are in leadership, like certain people who are in leadership, who sell out for money, and we got a case of that in a certain county in Georgia. I ain't bust nobody out, but I'm gonna do it sooner or later, where certain federal money come in, but you ain't seen no black folk get it. Mm-hmm. See, when you get folk in leadership that don't understand, and I ain't saying you got to give everything to everybody, but you got to be fair and you got to watch out for your community. For example, there is no way when I'm elected that I'm going to allow anybody to encroach on District 5 for anything. I don't care what you offer me, because I know for a fact, not just my family, but your families and our neighbors, And all these people that helped raise me put their blood, sweat, and tears in them homes. You don't. That's not a mentality, folks. You dang a little carrot in front of their face now. They gonna jump on Kessler's lap. That's not how you don't do that. And if you gonna do stuff like that, you need to get out the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You, man. We got
also
stand up.
They were talking about the fact that 95% of the people in real estate, from the agents to the brokers to the people that inspect the houses and do the appraisals, they are white.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to start getting into these areas because we can't get fairness in these areas. They're denying us loans. You know, they're appraising our homes, you know, under the market, thereby stealing money, you know, because we're not in there.
Well, I think we also need to say, okay, if you can't beat them at your game, then you got to beat them at their game. Then when I get ready to sell my house, I'm gonna go get some white people to cover the front.
Exactly. And that's why I keep white friends. Let them come and do it.
Yeah, it's some good white folks and bad white folk, good black people, bad Asian, all of it. Everybody's just a matter of who you run into. Because I'm gonna say this.
Robert, you gotta leave it up there long enough for somebody to read. Excuse me, Bernard. I'm sorry.
But I don't let them cut you off anymore.
No, because my best friend is white. Shit. Go ahead,
You got a white refrigerator.
That is absolutely correct. His best friend in Florida is white.
That's right. That's my boy. Yep.
But I don't even think that they realize that they're being biased. I think that it's just, you know, ingrained into the system.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out here, and I'm gonna say, because I know some of y'all look at the videos, this very subject matter that we're talking about, in May 2019, I did a video on 36th Street in Savannah, Georgia, and I talked about the Brookings Institute report. I discussed this, and I shared the information. I put it out there. You can go and hear me talk about it right now. You can go on Facebook. I put it out there. May 2019. Then did another one on June. The same. I reposted it June 2019. And what I did, yes, they do know about it, and that's why when I addressed it, I said that it is political, it is economic, that the banks, the appraisers, that everyone knows about it. And so why did I do this? And I just text to you all something that was also that I had submitted, that I put it out there again in 2019. A study was done of the 10 metropolitan areas with the largest and smallest differences in value of homes. It's not just with regard to individuals trying to sell their property, it's our neighborhoods. And then when you look at it, and as I had shared with folks, the top 5 cities, let me tell you the top 5 cities. Oh no, let me tell you what's the number 2 city in this study. It is Charleston, it's North Charleston, South Carolina. The 3rd city is Savannah, Georgia. 4th is Hilton Head Island, Beaufort, South Carolina, Bluffton, South Carolina. So the values of home. So here, if you have a house in a black neighborhood, this would be the value in Savannah, Georgia. $112,000 that is value add. The same house in a Caucasian neighborhood is $500,000. 2019, I said this. That's why I tell people, that's why I act the way that I do. This stuff ain't nothing brand new. We say it, but what happened? That proximity bias coming because Jamal Teray said it. Then people like, oh, but some other people realized I had people in Florida say, Jamal, guess what? I got the report too. So guess what? This has been going on, and it is systemic. It's from the banking. That's why, again, we talk about leadership in all facets. It's not just about one homeowner. This is our community. So just what I just shared, here go the top 5. 4 of them are right here in this area, South Carolina and Georgia. The number 1 was in Connecticut. So when you sign something, they're stealing the wealth, that's what it is. They have deprived us intentionally. It is a system, and we got people afraid. So when you talk about NAACP,
I'll put it out there. This is the type of stuff that we should be talking about. NAACP.
Right.
This type of stuff that all of us, our churches, should be talking about. This is what we should be talking about on this show. That's why I'm gonna say that's what makes some people distinct. That when you see other people look at these shows, because they know that when this stuff comes up, they're able to go back in time, bam, and say this is what happened. The people are like, wow, they're kind of profound, and that they said, I'm going to say, I told you so back in 2019. But guess what? People ain't want to listen. They think it's a joke.
Yeah, and that's the problem, man. You know, this what kills me, and I don't know if y'all get a lot of stuff in your inbox or whatever. This what kills me is that our black media is telling you the truth, but y'all getting mad with us because we telling the truth. Y'all get mad with Jamal, Jesus, Sonya, RG. We telling you the truth, and they can call Jamal a one-man WNCP. If we had a lot of these Jamal around this whole damn country, we may be better off. We may be better off. Trust me. Now here's this little Savannah. You got the history there, and then you got this little anyway.
But you know what? What's scary is I've heard a lot about y'all know I'm back and forth when I'm in Savannah most of the time, 90% of the time. But when I'm here in Carolina, it's sick what's going on, not only in Charleston but other areas like Columbia even. And I mean, the sickening thing about it is, what's really hurtful. And you heard this if you watch Alicia Blakely's show earlier this week. This is the thing that hurts me. When you got a 77-year-old black woman who is homeless because of this foolishness, that's y'all's grandmama.
Yeah.
If nothing else makes you angrier, I want you to put. I ain't gonna go. I want you to put my mama down their house. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna burn your whole building down. I ain't gonna threaten. When you take what it is, but how are we gonna sit back and let that happen to our elders?
Yeah.
How can you sit there and hear that and that don't make your skin crawl? 77-year-old woman who probably fed some of us, our parents, who probably contributed to us, our success, our village.
Yeah.
The pillars of our village, and we're not. Something's wrong with us.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with us.
And you know what's so crazy is, I'm gonna tell people, and somebody gonna get mad, or I don't care. The worst place you want to stay now is in Atlanta, Georgia, because Atlanta, Georgia is about fake people, wannabe people trying to buy houses, renting their cars, they driving thinking that they fake. Some of these black folks in Atlanta, Georgia is fake. They one way for being homeless. I came down Atlanta and a black man knocked on my window and said, "Please, sir, can you give me something to eat? Can you help me?" You got more homeless people in Atlanta than you got people staying in houses. But you got these wannabe black folks want to ride around and staying in a house that they can't afford and this and that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Atlanta, Georgia, instead of calling Atlanta, Georgia, call fake Georgia. Believe me, I see it every day. They got more homeless people around here than a man in the moon. And it's a shame. It's a shame. You giving your money to all this. Why don't you help this homeless man who knocked on my window? He wind down the window. I get him $20 and I say, bless you, and keep it moving. You know?
But Bernard, that's a problem within the black race, period. To tell you the truth, we always try to live like the Joneses.
Yeah,
a lot of us are one paycheck away from being homeless. And instead of us, you see other races. You'll see the Spanish. The Hispanics, they'll live 20 in the house till they get right.
Yeah.
The Asians, they live in 15 in the house till they get right.
Yeah.
You know, they build, they plan and they build. But we are too. I'm not gonna let you and Robert come stay with me. Yeah, no,
you don't worry about that. I can't stay with 5 people. If more than 2 people, it's a wrap for me. Cause
you know what I'm saying?
I can't do it. I go to the car, bro.
It's a different mentality. We become complacent and we become comfortable in what they've given us and where we are at. So until that mindset changes, it's going to be this way for a while.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Hey, I ain't staying in nobody's house where, I'm staying in a house and know good and well, I can't afford it. I've been in this house for 30 years, and I'm gonna stay in the house 60 more years. I ain't going nowhere. Period. At the end of the day.
Let me hold on, y'all. Y'all said something key, and Shaundra, I want you to chime on this. What gets me is, and this goes back to the Black church and NAACP, so forth and so on. But why is it that when we see the least of those, and I'm about to break this down real quick, to what we want to call the crackheads, the ones who are suffering, the ones who are homeless, we want to look down on them instead of helping them. That ain't but yet we want to go call ourselves Christian and jump in scripture. See, we got to stop doing that, because the least of us is the best of us. That's our weakest link. But we don't want to help them. We want to look down on them. We want to act like things ain't going on. We want to hide them. We got to start addressing things head on and stop being so divisive or allowing things to divide our community. We're going to have the crackheads. We're going to have those who are less than. We're going to have those who have issues, because we all got them. But we got to stop hiding from that and have these tough conversations. And going back to the Black church, stop looking down on people because of their sexual orientation, because they got drug issues or alcoholism. Help them, because if you ain't gonna help them, what the hell are you existing?
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Well,
yeah.
And why you gotta talk about HBJ? Why you gotta hate on HBJ? That's what I'm talking
because
about.
Because you got two graduates, and y'all got y'all.
I'm talking
about that spanking project.
I'm talking about Julius and Bernard. Why y'all gotta hate on Jenkins? Why y'all gotta hate? Why you gotta hate? And so when's why you gotta hate? Savannah, why you gotta hate? Beef, why you gotta hate?
He's talking about Windsor.
Next subject.
Hold up. I know y'all ain't talking about school, not class of 96 and 97 up in this camp.
Well, man, ain't nobody talking about no damn Windsor Forest.
We don't care about them. All right. So
I just heard the last bit that Robert was going off on. I don't know if y'all knew, but there's a group out of Texas, a Republican group that's making it illegal to be homeless. I think they passed it in like 8 states where they're creating encampments around the homeless. It hasn't gone into effect in Georgia, but it is a bill. So it's going to look like ICE for the homeless.
Wow.
Yeah.
I better keep working then, because they'd be done put a camp around my house.
Yeah. Well, it ain't coming to Georgia.
But
it's a bill.
But it'll be income for Port Wentworth. See, again, you want growth in Port Wentworth, right?
No.
Julius, you want growth.
Smart, bro. They ain't smart.
And see, that's what I don't like about the Republicans. You know, they're always trying to criminalize something.
Exactly.
Yep. You know, I mean, you talk about the fact that you're Christians, which that's a damn lie, but you never want to give charity, you know, and you're always trying to figure out a way to criminalize things, you know, instead of helping people up, you beat people down.
Mm-hmm.
Go to hell.
Let me tell you about let me tell you something. The Republican Party is about big business. Period.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Huh? Next subject. Police in America need to be held accountable.
You're right, and y'all should be.
Oh, wait.
I'm ashamed. They should be ashamed for raiding Trump's house.
Yeah. No.
I was gonna say my show. After this show, we gonna have Queen Pearl. What they beat the hell out of her, tasered her. We're yanking her out the car by her pants, pulling her pants down with her grandbabies in the back. After they pistol whipped her off camera, beat her son to the point where he had went unconscious. He has asthma. Beat him unconscious. It was one officer who then, as she kept recording, they said, so it's 2 parts to this. I'm about to piss somebody off too. But she had to keep them recording so that they wouldn't kill her. And you had these ignorant ass black folks talking about, why don't she stop resisting? If they don't take that slave mentality back to the plantation, why you resisting? That ain't resisting arrest. If he beating the hell out of me, I'm trying to save my life to keep recording. So that's one. Then yesterday, I don't even know his name, because we've organized a demonstration, a law enforcement accountability demonstration in Memphis, Tennessee, And this reverend joins our conference call. I don't know his name. Somebody added him. There were about 7 of us on the call organizing. And the first thing he said, now we'd have been on the call 2 hours. First thing he said was, "Are y'all saved?" So I said, yeah. Then he said, "Well, if you're saved, you believe in letting God fight your battles. This ain't Christian. This ain't of God." I said, "I serve a black God. You must serve a white God." I said, "You serve a white man's God. I serve a black man's God." And y'all know that I pop up. And then he said, "I'm 80-something years old." I said, "I could care less. You ain't gonna get on the phone."
That's
There go
right.
that one's a far spirit.
A black woman has gotten her butt beat and tased and everything else, and you want to talk about your age and everything else. I said, if then he gonna tell me, and y'all know how I feel about my kids. He gonna tell me that's why you got your bad kids out there in these streets and you don't know where they are. I said,
Baby, what you did? Hold on, here you go.
gasoline on the tail.
See,
And this was a reverend, a black reverend.
In the social media community that we're in now, you know, we're seeing this in real time. You know, so just like the guy that got his head bounced against the ground by those 3 cops the other day. And then they took them off the street, and then they get to be paid with taxpayer money, you know, instead of sending them home and saying, "No, y'all not gonna get paid." When we decide what we gonna do with you, you know, and to me, that was overboard, you know. And why are these people steadily getting paid after we see it with our own eyes?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
I was saying Bernard negotiated in the CBA. He negotiated in the collective bargaining agreement. That was Bernard did as an agent. That he did.
Sheree, look, Sheree, look at this comment. Sheree, check that comment out.
Say it.
Look at the comment.
Bernard. I'm looking at the comment. It says, "Say it."
Hey, my thing is
about the kid. What about the cop who shot the kid in Car Village? That's it's a lot. But before we get to that subject, tune in at 9 o'clock in about 20 minutes, 16 minutes, for less than that. We ain't got 12 minutes.
12 minutes
to watch Unjust, and y'all can see the whole video with Queen Pearl in Memphis, Tennessee. And it was I saw the video yesterday. It's very disturbing. But anyway, y'all tune in after this show. She got a bunch of guests on. She even got Queen Pearl on herself. Queen Pearl is a celebrity in Tennessee somewhere. But go ahead, Sandra.
Yeah. And then there's the 2 officers that was in a black person's yard in Georgia, and they were saying the N-word, you know, on the camera, and then to conceal what they had said, they pulled the camera off the porch and threw it in the bushes. Okay, so then the captain said on TV, he said, "Well, this is being investigated by the GBI." Well, why would something like that need to be investigated when it's on camera? We heard him say these N-words, you know, got cameras all around and blah, blah, blah. And then he proceeded to do a crime because that was stealing or damage to property or whatever. So he should have been fired like right then and there. Why we need an investigation?
Because Bernard negotiated in the CBA.
Hey, you know what? It's like this. I'm trying to ignore Jamal. I ain't gonna stop here. Hey, it's like, hey, they talking about protect and serve. How you gonna protect? Y'all the one committing the crime.
They,
Y'all the ones commit the crime. And
we
you said,
are financing
we
gangs.
should get rid of the police. Hold on, son. We should get rid of the policemen because they're the one committing all the crime.
Exactly. Exactly.
Trust me.
So
In full transparency now, we can't get rid of the police because the police is the first line of defense for all citizens in this country.
Nah, they beat the hell out of us.
No. Without the police, Bernard, without the police, we have chaos. You got to
And
have
we got
well, we got
chaos
chaos right now.
We got chaos
No.
right now, Drew.
no. It's just
Okay.
Y'all know.
All right.
All right.
We gotta get to this last
All right.
subject.
The truth is what we're supposed to be telling here now.
So Herschel Walker said
Oh,
that he
Lord.
could not-
We got 6 minutes.
Herschel Walker said he cannot debate Senator Warnock on
He can't-
October 13th.
He can't debate a loaf of bread. Next subject.
No, he cannot debate him on the October the 13th because everyone will be busy watching Monday Night Football.
Herschel Walker, I beg you, let me debate you.
Wait,
Robert,
the only problem with this excuse is that October the 13th is a Thursday.
I've been through that. I want to debate him. Please debate me, please. I beg you.
You have Thursday night football also, because y'all know you got Sunday night football, you got Monday night football, and also Thursday night football, because you know people looking at that Thursday night. And every sports reporters, y'all know that NFL Thursday night football.
so
I just wanna
you
know.
defending Herschel?
Yes.
Are you defending Herschel? Well,
Yes.
I want to know this. Is Herschel on drugs?
No.
I mean, because the thing that he said the other day about climate and giving money to trees, I'm like, don't we have enough trees? You know, please shut him up.
Well,
He said why apes ain't caught up with man yet. He said we all came from the apes, why the apes ain't caught. Herschel Walker say the stupidest things, and then people are really considering voting for this dude.
right.
You know, that's what's scary.
Yeah.
He just does what Vince Dooley tells him to do. He's Vince Dooley's lapdog. That's what it is.
Well, I blame his campaign manager, Jesus. I blame him.
Jesus, you could have done better than that.
He
I
said
mean,
he can't debate
y'all
it
just-
because that's Sunday night football, Monday night football, and that's a Thursday. Jamal, you should have told your client to come back out and clarify it and say that it's Thursday. You did not. Don't get malpractice, Jamal.
No,
But you
I'm
know
just saying,
what?
because you know, like I said, did I not say Sunday night football, Monday night football, Thursday night football? Y'all know that will happen because you get NBC has
He got
Football
to
Nation. That's on Sunday
Julius.
night. So that's right.
Julius.
Everybody looking at it.
You know, Julius, you know what happened to Jenkins when the football came out. So you know Teray don't know about no.
Yeah. They don't know what day it was. What day it was? Y'all was down 45-0, 2 minutes left.
Friday night.
The problem I
Friday night.
have is that these white folk look at him and they think that all black people are like him.
Exactly.
You know,
Please don't.
this is what I have problems with that. You
Well,
know,
I don't know if they think all of black people like them. They think that the best black people should be like him.
And that's why they go vote. They said we send this fool up there in Washington, boy, we good. Send that fool up there.
You got to come out against Herschel because he's gonna make us look so damn bad, worse than Clarence, worse than Van, worse than a bunch of them. You know, you got that, Jamal? So I slipped that one in there. He frozen, y'all. He frozen.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Hey, I heard Herschel say,
Listen,
Van Johnson with him in Washington.
hey,
Oh Lord.
you know what? Herschel and Strom Thurmond. Go look at Strom Thurmond. I'll vote for Strom Thurmond before I work for Herschel Walker.
Okay, the last question was, do you think that the $10,000 in student loan forgiveness was enough? And we ain't got time to talk about it because you only got 3 minutes left. I don't think it was enough.
I don't think it was enough.
Nah. I think he's trying to clean up some mess that he promised these people. That's all.
Yeah,
that's it.
But he still fell short.
Yeah,
way short. He should have took $100,000 off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, each person.
Mm-hmm.
Up to $100,000.
Especially black women. Especially black women.
Jamal still got law school debt from way back then, right?
My great grandkids will be paying my debts back. You know, so
you know, these doctor's degrees ain't cheap.
Yeah.
All right. So
mine's very high.
We appreciate everybody. We y'all stay tuned for Unjust. It's coming up next. Y'all get to watch the video. They're gonna play the video with Queen Pearl, and she's on the show also tonight. They got her coming in from Memphis. She'll be in, and some some heavyweight people that she's supposed to have on from across the country. So Unjust is next. We appreciate y'all tuning in and giving us y'all time, and we'll see y'all when tomorrow. Ebony Sports Reporters. I don't know whether we go into the scene of the crime or not, but somebody.
I got that yellow tape. Hershey gonna be there. Hershey.
Bye, y'all. Have a good night.
Bye, y'all.
He was on CBA too. He worked on CBA too. He worked on CBA with Bernard.
Like this. 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 Like this.